Hey, nerds.
We just got back from the Weird Al concert. Majestic Theater, San Antonio, Texas.
The unfortunate return of the ridiculously self-indulgent, ill-advised Vanity tour.
There you go.
Which basically means he was playing deep cuts.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest part for anybody who wants to know if they should go, right? I consider myself like a Weird Al fan. If I had to give it a number, I'd call it, 3 out of 4 stars. And even me, like I was like, I only recognized a handful of songs he played, and it was besides the medley. Because when he did the medley at the end, like, yeah, of course you know all those. But
I would classify myself as just a rung below super fan. Because I did buy that box set he released a while back that has every single song he ever made, and it comes like at this accordion display thing.
That's so cool, though.
And, I've been buying his albums basically since I first, found out about him, which for me was the Bad Hair Day album.
Yeah, I mean, it was the same for me. Like, I was Bad Hair Day, like, all the way. And I continued that into my adulthood.
Yeah, and I've seen him once before when he came here for the Straight Outta Linwood tour, which is the one with White and Nerdy.
Yeah.
If you've already watched the current events episode we did, right after we filmed that, we drove up to San Antonio to see it. Took about an hour and a half, 2 hours. First, we stopped off at the Little Red Barn, which I guess is kind of near the venue, to have dinner with one of my BFFs, Beer Greg. Shout out to Beer Greg if you're watching.
Little Red Barn Steakhouse.
Yeah.
Food place was okay. The menu was just a big, gigantic caution sign that they put next to your table. The lady said, do you guys want to see a menu? Do you guys want to see a menu? Like that. And we were like, yeah, we've never been here. But, now looking back, I realize why she was, grimacing, because she knew she was about to have to carry that goddamn thing all the way to us.
I did notice later on, after she had already brought out that menu, there was like a giant menu like on the wall over to the side of us, but I didn't see that until later on.
So one thing we here at Super Serial like to do is we like to rate establishments based on their disabled friendliness, right?
Oh yeah, for
and,
sure.
They get like a 2 out of 10 because like I couldn't see shit on any text. That sign was there. I feel like that's what paper menus are for.
Well, after the restaurant, we went to the Majestic Theater, which is where he was playing.
Straight to.
I had never been there before, so that was a new experience for me.
Very beautiful place. I feel like when you go to a concert, when there's seating, it feels weird. Like standing at a show is, to me, like the natural,
I think it definitely depends on like the type of music that you're seeing. Plus, I mean, it's just a comedy show. You're not there. You're not there for the pit. So
I kept joking about that, but I'll say that about Weird Al. The dude is very funny. Like, his sense of humor is pretty good. Like all the little bits they were doing, the drum solo, and then it was just the one tap. Like,
we're gonna post a link later, right? That shows the set list.
Yeah.
If you click through that though, you can see other songs that he played on other stops at the tour. So he doesn't always do that same exact set. And he doesn't always have the drum solo guy or the harpsichord solo. Sometimes Weird Al will do a solo with his accordion. Yeah. So they do a lot of different shit on all their shows.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of room for improvisation.
Yeah.
Or at least, randomly mixing stuff out.
Before we get too deep into Weird Al, did we want to talk about the opener, Emo Phillips?
Stand-up comedian Emo Phillips. He was pretty funny. I like that he kept ragging on Texas.
Yeah.
Pretty funny.
Yeah, I loved his jokes. His punchlines, his setups were great. I really had never heard of him before, but I guess he did come out in UHF back in the day with Weird Al.
He talks like Winnie the Pooh. Hello, Christopher Robin. You know what I mean? Like it's like a blend. It's like a more adult Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that, and that kind of, to me, was the thing I didn't like about him.
Yeah.
Was just, like, his speaking pattern. And
he's got that old school mentality, like you have to have a shtick.
yeah, he definitely was doing shtick, for sure.
Yeah. And he was funny, though. Like, I laughed at a lot of his jokes. He said some funny stuff. Some genuinely, like, I belted laughing.
Yeah.
But ultimately, solid act. I mean, it was just him and then straight into Weird Al.
Yeah, and I think he did a great job of getting the crowd hype and
teasing that lady that kept making all that noise.
Yeah.
Which just, begs the question, people, why do you talk at a goddamn live show? Like, leave the stand-ups alone.
There's buttholes everywhere.
They should have, they should hire dudes to just go around and club them. Just go, shut up.
But yeah, after Emo Phillips, we got Weird Al, the man himself.
Weirdest of Als.
And yeah, I guess he's had the same band members for a long ass time.
Yeah, he went over the history of the band, and then in a funny way as well.
Yeah. And that was part of the reason I think that they were doing deep cuts, was also to kind of show off the band as well.
I've never gone to a show where I was actively against a song they were playing. This is like the first time where I'm at a concert and I'm actively like, ugh, next song. That freaking Craigslist is the worst. Live.
Oh my god, dude. I loved the Craigslist song.
It's the worst. The screaming is just, it's too much.
So if you don't know this about Weird Al, in addition to just like the parodies of like real songs, like Amish Paradise or Smells Like Teen Spirit, he also does style parodies. So the Craigslist song is like a style parody of The Doors. I do like that song, but at the concert he did like an extended version of it. All that part where he's like talking about his mother and all that is like way extended version.
I get it. I get the I'm not saying that the humor's not funny. The humor's funny, but that screaming was just too much. It was too much on my ears. My ears are more sensitive. I have super hearing. And I'm sitting there. There was a few times where like he kind of belted a little too loud and my ears get this like static sensation. Just feels like I'm hearing static. Now, obviously, I'm just one asshole in the room, and I don't think he's got to cater to me. But that is my opinion. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, well,
since you don't go to concerts too much, you probably wouldn't know. But usually, you do want to bring like a set of earplugs in case things get like too crazy.
I never even like thought of that.
I did have some. I didn't think I was gonna need them for a Weird Al, but I did have some just in case. Like, for example, I didn't have any when I saw Ghost, and I definitely wanted some.
Oh, shit.
And I straight up have tinnitus, I'm pretty sure, from a Daikaiju concert that I went to a while back. So, so you definitely want to get some earplugs if you're going to live shows, for sure. I did want to talk about, though, some of these deep cuts he was playing. Like I said before, I'm like a run down from super fan, so I already know all these songs, and yeah, even some of them were not really favorite songs of mine, like Generic Blues. I mean, I get it.
That was funny, a good song,
but it's not really one of my favorites. and looking through the other songs he played at other shows, I definitely would have preferred some of those more, but.
Generic Blues did sound really good, though.
Yeah,
for what it was.
It was played well, and the part where he just keeps where he tells the guitarist guy to make it talk, and he just goes on and on and on. That part was hilarious.
The Albuquerque bit, the Barry bit,
another one of my favorites.
Yeah, I've been telling everybody that asked me how was it. I'm like, I cite that because I do think that was hilarious. I don't want to ruin it for anybody who's gonna go.
I mean, we can just say, if you want to hear an extended version of Albuquerque, which is a song that's already like 12 minutes long, check it out, because it gets extended further from there.
Yeah, it was pretty nuts. The medley at the end, and then the call and response from Yoda, And then that chant bullshit they went into at the end.
The chant was weird. I don't know about that.
That was real fucking weird.
Yeah. Like Caleb was saying, they did have a medley at the end where they played Amish Paradise.
It started with a tribute to Coolio.
Yeah.
Because Coolio just passed.
They played Word Crimes, White and Nerdy, the Smells Like Teen Spirit song.
Just like a few seconds, a few bars of each song.
So I was super psyched when they did play that little bit of Yoda, because that is one of my favorite Weird Al songs as well.
Dude, I just realized Amish Paradise was done like in a jazz tune.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like the hip hop, like it was like a jazz tune.
Yeah, same thing with Dare to Be Stupid when he played that. That was kind of like a lounge style version of Dare to Be Stupid. They also played a cover of a Devo song.
Yeah, that was random.
Yeah, and if you look at the other shows on the set list, they play a lot of different covers of just like random bands they like.
And he did really good. Like he didn't sing it silly, he sang it normal, and Al's got a pretty good singing voice. That just popped in my head. I wish he would have played Spy Hard. How come we didn't get Spy Hard, Kevin?
Yeah, I don't. Maybe he plays it on some. I didn't see it on the other shows, but maybe he did play it once or twice. The one thing I really would have wanted him to play was Biggest Ball of Twine in Minnesota, because that has a special place in my heart. Because you're yawning. Because that is where I proposed to my wife, at the Biggest Ball of Twine in Minnesota.
No.
So I would have loved to hear that song, but yeah, overall, loved it. But yeah, I mean, if you're even a little bit fan of Weird Al, I would try to see him. I'm not sure how many dates are left in the tour, but it was a great show. Loved it.
Yeah. Super Serial stamp of approval. Hook clonk. Like if we have a stamp.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments. If you went to see any of his other shows. If you like Emo Phillips, let us know.
What's the next show that Super Serial's gonna go to?
Mash that subscribe button. We're over 100 now. We want to get to 200.
Want to get to 2,000.
Want to get to 2,000. And stay tuned. We're going to have some more Weird Al stuff coming your way. We're going to be rating...
The movie.
We're going to be rating his albums. We're going to make a tier list of albums.
You think we should do the albums and the movie in one episode?
No, I think we can do two. And then, yeah, like Caleb's saying, when the new movie comes out in November, we're going to be talking about that as well.
No. If we get to watch it, because that streaming service is done.